So tonight on Garage Time, we're going ahead and working on getting this sucker, well, back and ready to go in the car. We experienced, I guess, not that it was ever overheating, but it was running warm in the fall before we put it away for winter. So we pulled it out. We're doing what I call is our spring clean, spring checkup, which, you know, is snowballed. And with the bus in for paint right now and the expenses coming my direction there, I'm trying to do everything here super low key. So took it apart. We put tins underneath, the type 3 tins under the cylinder heads. We can post a picture here of what we're talking about. We didn't film that, it wasn't very exciting, but we put the tins underneath. Yeah, it would be hard for Sean to even get a picture, but he can try. You want to zoom in under cylinder, this nice shiny black metal here. Anyhow, they formed the cylinders better, help control airflow a little better. We've gone ahead and put the flaps back in. Now we found the flaps, but unfortunately over the years, lots of people have thrown and gotten rid of this stuff. So when we got this engine, it had no flaps. It had none of the original cooling with it. So I had a set of flaps in a box. I didn't have the bar. Made a bar, still missing the spring. Looked on the Samba. Apparently those springs are made out of gold. They're crazy expensive. I would have to pay from shipping from the States. I'm not paying like 60, 70 bucks to get myself one of these springs. So we're going to, well, keep looking in boxes or come up with another idea, but we want that spring there. But what we did need to have all that system working is a thermostat. Now I'm gonna come over here to the bench. Here's your original, well, it's an aftermarket one, but your original thermostat bracket. And the original thermostats now, unless you find an old stock one somewhere, they're like hard to find. So you gotta buy yourself a Mexican style. So here is your new Mexican style thermostat. It doesn't work properly with this housing. So there is some information online on what you need to do, but you can modify this bracket to make it work. So you end up cutting off this square part altogether. You turn the bracket around, so it's still gonna bolt into the motor here. Thermostat's gonna sit in here. Now you have to notch this out so that it sits smooth. And you see, there you go, your positioning pin right there. So once we get this all cut, we'll be drilling a hole in our bracket to hold the thermostat in place. So I'm gonna go ahead, cut this up and show you what that looks like. Since ours was an aftermarket bracket, we had to buy this bracket, couldn't find one anywhere, but since it's an aftermarket bracket, you can really see where they spot welded it. So just going to drill out those 2 spot welds, take that whole bottom piece right off. Okay, so with that removed now, I'm going to put it back in the vise and position this and just mark a line where I'm going to take off this here so that it doesn't interfere, and I can put that in flat, and then we'll drill our positioning hole, and that will be it. Our bracket will be modified and we'll be ready to go. So the final step is putting our positioning or locking hole. So I'm going to just take my Sharpie and put it right there. Give myself a little divot. Keep my drill in place. And we're using a 1/8 drill bit for this hole. So there's the modified bracket. These are the holes we drilled out from the spot weld. There's our positioning hole. So obviously our positioning pin, lock in. It's a fairly snug fit. You even heard it click there. So that's locked in. So with this, you know, you're supposed to take off this bottom plate, but you can see we have the motor on a cart. So once we get it underneath or back in the car, we'll take this plate off and that will go on the bolt hole there. I know my hand's blocking everything. Hold on one sec, trying to get it to stand. And that will be positioned somewhat like that. You can see our arm is hanging down here. So that's how you modify your cooling system bracket for the new thermostats that are easily or readily available. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you out there.